Looking at various extremes of voices, the super loud voice and the super quiet voice, and today we're looking at shouting and screaming in today's episode of Get a Better Broadcast podcast and video voice. Now, it may be that a script, say in an animation, calls for you to scream. I mean, that's kind of the epitome of projection, isn't it? But it can potentially cause damage to your vocal folds if you don't prepare correctly, and it could limit your work for the next few days or even longer. Hydration before violent projection is the answer. Wet folds are less easily damaged than dry ones slamming up against each other. But as we've seen, this is more than sips of water on the day. Your whole system needs to be hydrated ahead of a screaming session. Another classic tip that's as useful for extreme screams as any other voice work is the warming up. Don't go in and simply shout at the top of your voice. You need a lead up to such pressure on your voice. What's more important here is the warming up of the folds and throat, which we've seen before. Swooping up and down those notes in your range with hums or low sounds into vocal fries, for example. And for the shout or scream itself, stand up, because that way you've got the best airflow for the sound and projection. Be well grounded. Again, we looked at this before several episodes ago. I'd say a couple of hundred episodes ago. So look back at the start of this podcast course. Well grounded, steady stance. I mean, as Paula Abdul used to say, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. She almost said that. And the soles of your feet firmly on the floor. You may also want to loosen the knees a little. A variety of semi or full crouching positions may help you get different kinds of shouts or screams. Think about it. If you're crouching, aren't you much more likely to give a much more kind of guttural, natural sound? Yeah, rather than standing up and spreading your arms out, it's going to give you a different kind of shout or scream. Yeah, and talking about your arms out, what about those gesticulations? Arms aloft, out wide, maybe fists. All of that's going to help in the characterisation and the sound of your shout or scream. Now, you won't need to do a great lungful of air scream. The bigger your breath in, the more pressure will be built up and the greater the tension in your throat as that carbon dioxide is driven over your folds. Try perhaps a less airified projection. See if you can achieve a similar sound with less harmful results. And beware of overly tensing your body for that shout or scream. You're already going to put the body under pressure vocally, and it may feel natural without you realising it to tense your throat and raise your shoulders and freeze your face as you make the sound. But a more relaxed body may actually achieve the same sound without putting your frame under strain so much. And watch the levels on the mic, so stand back from it and turn the levels of the recording and the headphones down so you don't hurt someone's ears as well as potentially your throat. I'm Peter Stewart, back tomorrow with more advice on screams and shouts as Get a Better Broadcast podcast and video voice continues. From London, I'm Peter Stewart.